Hello kids, today is June 14th. Welcome back to eWaves Highlights. My name is Dave. I'll be your host. And today we're going to take a look at Ethereum. Is it Ethereum or Ethereum? I've heard it pronounced both ways. Frankly, I got run over by Ethereum or I got run over by Ethereum. It really doesn't matter. The salient point is the getting run over. But let's take a look at eWaves wave count. We're going to start back in December of 2018, and you'll notice a B down here in the lower left hand corner of the chart, and that means G, it must be part of an ABC, but we're not going to talk about that today. We'll leave that for another conversation. We're going to talk about what's going on moving forward. So from late 2018, eWaves is looking at Ethereum, counting wave 1, wave 2, this really nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up to complete wave 3 and a wave 4 in progress. There's no alternation, so again, it's a guideline, not a rule between waves 2 and wave 4. They're both sharp corrections. Let's see if we go down smaller. We've got, and then a subdivided wave 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 3, 4, 5 finishes 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A lot of structure in there. Let's see, I saved this in Paint because I wanted to do this. Elliott said that when you've got waves 1 and 3 complete, that line's too thick. Elliott said once you've got waves 1, 2, and 3 complete, a good estimate for the end of wave 4 is determined by connecting the ends of wave 1 and 3 and drawing a parallel. Is that close to parallel? It's close. Off the end of wave 2. And in Ethereum, that's way down here. Below, that's going to be, 850, depending on when it gets there, etc. And that would be, that's not a forecast, point being it's entirely possible within the wave principle for a fourth wave correction to be that deep here. In this case, that would be a significant drop. But what I want to call your attention to is right here. Wave 2 is a zigzag, A, subdividing A, B, C. See how wave C fails to take out the end of wave A? In Elliott's original writings, he referred to that as a failure. And the personality or the characteristic of a wave that ends in a failure is that the market just couldn't wait to get going in the opposite direction. And so it was unable, or it did not complete the structure to the extent that it would have. You still need to see 5 waves down, in this case, in wave C, but C failed to take out the end of A. Elliott referred to them as failures. 30-some years ago, we changed the terminology to truncated waves or truncations because we knew that the waves didn't want to be called failures, they'd be set. And you may hear either term used today. They're interchangeable. But I want you to notice it's important that the market adheres, so to speak, to what you think the wave count is doing. So if you're going to be labeling a failure or a truncation here, what that says is that wave 3 just can't wait to get going to the upside. And in the case of Ethereum, back here in the fourth quarter of 2020, that was exactly the case. It was true with the other cryptos too, but certainly true with Ethereum. And the market just rocketed. I mean, going from under 400 to close to 2,000. That's this case. Now let's take a look. Let's zoom in a little bit on this picture. Back here, we're going to zoom in a little bit. There's the detail of the truncation that we just talked about here. Wave 4 is now in progress. Let's zoom in one more time. That's way zoomed in. Not as many wiggles to look at. This is the peak of wave 3. Wave 4 is subdividing and starting with an ABC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now look what's going on here. It says that wave B is a flat, actually an expanded flat, since wave B of B exceeds the end of wave A. Labeled A, B. It's 5 waves up for C. And again, what eWaves is counting is not always what we see on the chart. eWaves could be counting at a different degree, and the representation that we show graphically often shows more detail than that. Notice how wave C of B fails to take out the end of wave A of B. So what's the message from this? Well, just as the message in the count where wave 2 ended in a truncation, here with wave B ending in a truncation, whereas wave 2 implied a tremendous amount of strength in a market that just couldn't wait to get going on the upside, wave B failing here is the opposite, a market that can't wait to get going to the downside. But now let's take a look at that. Is that really what's happening? I mean, so you get the immediate decline, sure, but now a deep retracement. Now you're kind of meandering and going sideways. And in fact, since you always have to be cognizant of what else might be taking place, don't you just kind of want to do something like this? And see, gee, I wonder if there's a triangle in here. A, B, C, maybe a D ending here, some type of a triangle, and wave C is still in progress. What that would do would take the truncation out of the picture, because you would no longer be going A, B, C to a truncation, immediate death and destruction. You'd be going A, B, C, D, or D of a triangle, or maybe even DE of a triangle, and then subdividing further, but basically saying, you know, the market's not ready to just roll over and die here. It's going to go sideways. And I think based on the activity, I think there was a little bit of a rally earlier today. That's exactly what happened. What's the conclusion? If you're going to label something, whether it's bullish, whether it's bearish, whether it's neutral, you want to see the market follow the path that you've laid out. If not, you want to go back to the drawing board immediately and go, what else might be going on? I think it'll help you in the long run. Anyhow, thanks for listening. And remember, the wave principle doesn't care what market we're looking at. All the wave principle cares about is liquidity and crowd psychology. So all of the guidelines that we're talking about can be and should be applied to any market. Have a good day.